Hi, Sag. Welcome, Sag. Welcome to your reading. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this down. I know that I probably make it look easy, but y'all, it is not easy to record from this angle, which is, yeah, definitely one of the reasons why it's taking me longer than usual to get these readings out. But oh my gosh, it's almost 2024. Sagittarius, happy new year. Today is New Year's Eve. Just for a reference of time, this is going to be a 2024 yearly forecast for the sign of Sagittarius. Sun, moon, and rising is the intention that I set for these readings, but for the most accurate messages, definitely watch for your rising sign and your rising sign only. Over on the public side of the channel, those of you that have been here for a while, you already know. If you're new here, welcome to members, first off. But I tether back and forth between Western astrology and Vedic astrology, more so for you all's convenience. For this side of the channel, for members side of the channel, I will be focusing on Vedic astrology. So when I talk about transits, zodiac signs, that sort of thing, and particularly in these yearly forecast readings, I am referencing Vedic astrology. Okay, so definitely keep that in mind. 2024 yearly forecast will be leaving the store at the end of January. So if you would like to get one for yourself, if you enjoy this, definitely go and book one today. They are still on sale for $77.77. That sale ends at midnight, okay? This year, that sale ends this year, so don't be left behind. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So Sag, a couple of days ago, whenever I did the Scorpio reading, my intention was definitely to do your reading as well. In fact, the cards have been sitting here shuffled. I just gave them like a fresh shuffle and saged and stuff like that. But these cards have been sitting here since I did the Scorpio reading. I think that there's a reason for that. Mercury has a lot to do with it, but Jupiter is also at play here in your life. On the 28th of December, Mercury not only stationed itself into Scorpio, it's still retrograde for a couple days, but it stationed itself in Scorpio, but also Mars also entered the sign of Sagittarius. So there could be some Sagittarius that I'm talking about, that are talking to, that got kind of like a second wind or a second wave of energy to really close out the end of this year, to close out the end of these cyclical or karmic situations that have been playing out through the year 2023, and for some have been playing out since 2018. Okay, today Jupiter finally stationed direct, particularly in the sign of Aries. So definitely I would advise that you go and watch not only your Jupiter placements, but I believe that the entire collective could benefit from watching the Aries reading probably for these next couple of months through March, because Jupiter is still in its shadow phases. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Last but definitely not least, Mercury is going to finally station itself direct on the 2nd of January in the sign of Scorpio, and then a couple of days after that, on the 7th, it will transit back into Sagittarius. Okay, so for some of you guys, this first week of January is going to be very, very crucial. There's a reason why this reading is titled "What Goes Around Comes Around." I feel like a lot of you guys are going to see that energy manifest and play out a lot sooner than the rest of the collective, primarily because of Mercury, right? Mercury is a very fast-moving energy. There are certain things that you probably have been contemplating, like, you know, analyzing, thinking about, even conversing or communicating about, that I feel like are either going to come back around in the first week of January or going to come to a fast conclusion. Okay, so Anyway, let's get into it. Holy Spirit, guardian angels, my beloved, beloved ancestors, thank you for allowing me to be a vessel to give messages to Sag for their highest good and their highest good only. Okay, let's see what's at the center of this situation in 2024 for Sag. Okay. Show the world the real you. Very, very nice. Full moon in Aquarius. So, you know, Sag, I'm not necessarily sure how you all's individual charts look, or how these current transits are playing into your, you know, your individual charts. If you really need to know, then get a natal chart reading. But otherwise, it feels like this past year, 2023, and possibly, I don't know why 2018, 2020 is also coming to mind. The last like couple of years seems like there have been some emotionally charged situations that have occurred and or taken place. With this full moon in Aquarius, this is actually a really refreshing energy, because it feels like in the year 2024 you're able to separate from your emotions, your thoughts and things of that nature about what has happened in the past, and moving forward in stride, and moving forward in a very like masculine and powerful, very like empowered way. So I'm really excited to see this here for you, Sagittarius, with this full moon in Aquarius. Also too, when this card first fell out, I thought that it was Gemini, which is interesting because it's sitting here on the bottom of the deck. Externally, it says full moon in Gemini, the answers that you need are coming. This is a mercurial energy, so it's just more validation on what I said about Mercury having a significant play in how you come into the beginning of 2024. Okay. Spirit, what's the main influence of this being here for Sagittarius? Okay. Declutter fell out in reverse. Again, a very beautiful energy. I don't normally like to take these cards in reverse, but I feel like that is definitely the message and is spot on with the energy that I'm picking up on for you, Sagittarius. Again, there's like this emotional decluttering that took place. There's this like cognitive decluttering that took place for some of you guys that have kind of like a placement of Aquarius in more so a tangible house. When I say a tangible house, so Aquarius in the 2nd house, tangible in the 6th house, the 10th house, basically the houses of the natal chart where earth signs rule. Okay, those of you that have Aquarius placed there, you could also have been doing some physical decluttering in your lives. Okay, so this is a very good energy. This says declutter your life, let go of correspondence, objects, and people that you no longer want. It says someone will hurt your feelings and reveal a new side of themselves that you may wish to avoid. I feel like that has already happened and or taken place. Hence, you have Aquarius here, which is oftentimes a very like detached, devoid type of energy. I feel like I want to get one more for you. Yeah, manifestations. Lovely. A bountiful time awaits you. It says your wishes could manifest right before your eyes. Very, very beautiful. Sagittarius, do be vigilant. I feel like there's a lot of communication that's going to be coming your way. All right, so 1st house, interesting. We have square here, which is indicative of some sort of challenge, tension, some sort of struggle. It could be a very like frustrating type of energy here in the 1st house. 2nd house and or February, you have Scorpio. Definitely something is going to be transforming about all things tangible, money, assets, finances, that sort of thing. 3rd house, very, very nice. You have the 9th house, which Sagittarius rules. The third house oftentimes is about communication. Again, it's a mercurial energy. Gemini rules the third house. It's all about how we analyze things, how we express ourselves, that sort of thing. To have the ninth house here, I feel like, again, like you're coming into some clear level of expression, and that could be what's causing a challenge here in the first house. Not necessarily that you're experiencing some sort of like frustration or tension, but the first house is about how others view us. And so whatever like decluttering you did, and this like fresh take on your life, fresh take on like relationships and things of that nature, your situation, your reputation, self-image, your body, all of those things, like this fresh take that you have on all of those things going into 2024 is probably going to ruffle a couple of feathers, but don't nobody care. Anyway, in the fourth house or around April, you have Cancerian energy. Fifth house, you have Taurus. Nice. You have Cancer here with the fourth house. This is crowning this. This is the sixth house here on or around June. I was going to say that anyway, that could... June, July, August of 2023, there definitely could be something that comes back around. I want to say we had a blue moon in Aquarius around that time. You may want to go back and check like your text messages, emails, your camera roll, whatever the case may be. Look at your calendar, your agenda. Something is going to be resurfacing from around that time. Seventh house, you have Mars. Interesting. Eighth house, nice, or on or around August, you have Sagittarius energy here. The ninth house, you have the third house. Now, how much in alignment does this have to be? Oh, Sag. All right, 10th house, you have Pluto, sextile, sitting here in the 11th house and or around November could be significant. There could be some sort of opportunity that manifests. And then in the 12th house and or around December, you have Virgo, which is a very like alchemical energy. The external influence is conjunction. So again, all of this energy that has come out here thus far, in one way or another, is going to empower you in the year of 2024. And Spirit said, don't you forget that I told you that. Okay, hold on, I just want to make sure. Can you guys see these cards? Let me bring these down just a little bit. Okay, all right, let's get into it. Okay, so the first house, how I explained, is definitely about worldview. It's about your mission. And I think that coming into 2024, being very clear, being very concise, and probably more grounded than normal, Sagittarius, is definitely going to ruffle some feathers. There's this energy of just knowing what you want, being prepared to go for it. It feels like it's also something that you could have gone for in the past, whether that's a relationship, whether it's a job opportunity, whether it's, you know, like some sort of body goal or whatever. It feels like it's something that you could have tried to approach in the past, but you either didn't have the support that you needed, you may have lacked the resources, and then there could have been, like I said, some ungroundedness, or your motivations may have been a little bit misplaced. I don't see any of that going on in 2024, okay? The second house itself, about money and things of that nature. To have Scorpio here is a very, very, very powerful energy. And the second, I think I said in the beginning, it feels like there's a lot going on in the houses of your natal chart that are ruled by Earth. Taurus rules the second house, which right here with this square challenge and scorpionic energy is where Jupiter is placed. Like if you were to look at a natal chart right now, or just look at where the planetary transits are happening, there's a lot going on right here, especially for those of you who have a first house placement in Sagittarius. Oddly enough, it feels like whatever transformation or whatever like this Jupiter in the second house, it was about reviewing things that you indulged in. It's like looking at your budget, you know, taking heed to like, oh, okay, I spent X, Y, and Z eating out this year. You know, like I want to go into this next year, like doing more like meal prepping, planning, that sort of thing. And it's not just like thinking about it and or considering it, but putting everything in place, or everything falling into place is more so how it feels. Everything falling into place for you to do so. Okay. This Scorpionic energy is also very like destructive. Okay. For whatever reason, I feel like for Sagittarius, it is more like a deconstruct. Like if you're intentionally and or purposely tearing down some sort of like structure, your schedule, things of that nature, things that you value, like deconstructing them so that they can be built on a foundation that is to last, right? Scorpio is also very closely associated with the Tower, unexpected, you know, sometimes rather disruptive energy. To have that here in the second house with manifestations, I feel like there could be something unexpected that ends up happening as it relates to like money, that sort of thing. And I don't want you to be like afraid or anything of that nature, because this is sitting literally sextile with opportunity. Okay, so there is something good that's coming your way, but I do feel like there's either going to be like some discipline that's needed in order for you to take heed of the opportunity, or there could be some sort of money that you may need to invest, time that you may need to invest in order to make something completely materialize, but the opportunity is here for you. Third house, okay, all about like our immediate environment, friends. It could be about coworkers, colleagues, neighbors, people that you see on a regular basis. It's also like things that you think about and or process on a regular basis, right? So that it could be a multitude of things. It could definitely have something to do with like the environment that you live in, the environment that you work in, the environment of like your relationship, that sort of thing. With the 9th house here, something about that is elevating or will elevate. Okay, Sagittarius is very much so like a fast moving, optimistic sort of energy, but to have the 9th house here versus having Sagittarius here, it's more so like having logistics to go along with that energy. This is about like having, not just saying like, oh, I'm going to, or I have plans to. No, it's like it being in concrete. If you're planning to take some sort of vacation, like the trip is booked. You know what I mean? That's kind of like this energy here. It's finalizing something. This is also kind of like a higher education. So I feel like there's something that you could learn in the very near future about your immediate environment that puts you in some sort of space of elevation, or gives you an opportunity to elevate the way that you think, the way that you feel, and or process the things around you. In the 4th house here, this is actually a really like comfortable energy with Cancer sitting here in the 4th house, because it rules the 4th house. So I feel like as far as like home, comfort, family, background, you know, like your inner world, shelter, those sort of things, I feel like you're going to be very comfortable, especially if they have not been like in the last, you know, several years or whatever. There's something about that that's going to end up changing drastically. This is sitting opposite of Pluto. So there's definitely some sort of transformation that I feel like happened already, because this is kind of behind this 4th house with Cancerian here. There's something that has already happened that is going to lead to some comfortable transformation. Okay, the 5th house is all about romances. It can definitely be about children, performances, that sort of thing, dating, special affairs, parties, celebration. I like to think of the 5th house of kind of like a rite of passage type of house, right? When we say like parties and celebrations and things of that nature, it's normally something that happens and or takes place after the fact. You know, like if you go to a birthday party, it's because someone has already been born. Hence, you have Pluto here with Scorpio. So I feel like there's going to be some sort of celebration about something that has already changed. It could happen and or take place around the month of May. As I mentioned on the public channel, I tend to like kind of teeter in between like Western and Vedic astrology. And, you know, if you read anything in the internet or any of the like astrological blogs, then they're going to tell you that Jupiter stationed direct in Taurus today. It did not. If you look at Vedic astrology in the actual like mathematical placement of Jupiter, it is in Aries. But this year in May is when Jupiter is going to officially enter the sign of Taurus. This is a very tangible energy. It's sitting here in the 5th house like this is indicative of some sort of change. And I feel like it's earthy. It's not just something that you're going to feel like on a soul level. This is something that you're going to be able to see, taste, smell. It's going to be materialized, okay? In the 6th house, which is all about like work, could be about health, organization. It could definitely be like related to like your schedule, how you spend your time. It's all about the details, that sort of thing. You have the 4th house here, and let me not forget that the Nautilus shell is here. So there is some sort of paradigm shift. Like I said, particularly as it relates to comfort, home, family, that sort of thing. Even like for some of you guys, this could even be kind of like a self-care type of thing. There's a paradigm shift versus in the past you could have been very like giving, caring, and loving and focused on the comfort of others, whereas in the year 2024 I see that there's a paradigm shift and you're going to be more so focused on the self, doing what makes you feel good. Okay. 7th house, this is a really spicy energy, Sag. Oddly enough, I told you that Mars entered Sagittarius on the 28th of December, and this is being crowned by the house that rules Sagittarius. So there could be some sort of inspired action that you end up taking towards like a love interest. It kind of is giving some type of like intimacy. It does feel like there could be an elevation in like your intimacy. That could be something that you all are seeking. I do feel like that could definitely manifest. Like this is just sitting way too close to this bed right here. So anyway, very spicy time. Feels like that's going to be happening as it relates to the 7th house. However, the 7th house does not only rule intimate relationships. It rules all relationships. How you tend to get along with others, how you interact and or cooperate, or the lack thereof, with others. This being opposite of square here, like I said, there's this refreshing confidence that I feel like you're coming into 2024 with, and for some, it makes them uncomfortable. And for others, they're going to be able to get along with that and be in a flow state with you. So just be mindful that there could be some friendships that end up kind of like devolving. It feels like this year, if they haven't already, they could be devolving. But anyway, the next energy that you have here sitting in the 8th house, which is all about, for me, things that return, things that come back around, right? Literally, the title of your forecast is what goes around comes around. I don't think that it's any type of accident that we have Sagittarius of all signs sitting here in the 8th house. It feels like there's something that you can be enthusiastic about coming back around, or something that you once were enthusiastic about. Maybe you kind of threw an idea to the wayside. There could have been a friendship, a connection, a desire, a business plan, or something like that that you kind of threw to the wayside, but something's going to end up transforming. I feel like it's particularly tied into your resources, because this is the 2nd house, which is about money, finances, assets. The 8th house is about other people's money, taxes, inheritances, investments, that sort of thing. Like to have Sagittarius here, and then every time I see the plane, honestly, with the Sagittarius, there's this elevation. It's a very lucky time, or will be a very lucky time. It feels like February, and for some of you guys, around the month of August could be very, very, very significant. Okay. In the ninth house here, oddly enough, you have the ninth house aspecting the third house. And then you have the third, or vice versa. You see what I'm saying, right? This is sitting here opposite. It feels like whatever it is that you're seeking, or whatever it is that seeks you, shall be discovered and or found on or around like the 9th month of the year. Okay, this third house is all about perception. The ninth house is about seeking. It's like you want to see something, you're looking for something. You could be in an energy where you're looking for someone, rather that be like a companion, a new business partner. Some of you guys, you could be looking for a roommate, whatever the case may be. It feels like whatever it is that you seek with perception here, you end up finding it, okay, on or around the month of September. This is also this third house placement here with the sitting in the ninth house is about taking your thoughts, your ideas, that sort of thing, and like how can I describe it? It's like putting stuff in writing, putting things on paper, committing. There's a committal type of energy here with these with this opposite. Okay, there's a committal type of energy. The ninth house is all about like publishing as well. It could be about public records, that sort of thing. It could definitely be about documentation, paper filings and stuff like that, kind of all fall here at this ninth house. Like how this has like a passport on it. Everybody is not going to be getting married in 2024, so if it don't fit, don't take it. But marriage licenses, business filings, corporations, things of that nature, passport applications, change of addresses, like those are all energies that kind of fall into the ninth house. But with this sitting here in the third house, is like you not only are considering these things in the beginning of the year or in this first quarter of the year, but you are putting yourself, like I said, in the position to make it happen. It feels like these things are going to finalize around the 9th month of the year. Okay. Moving into the 10th house here, you have Pluto. I think Scorpio had this. Some of you guys may think that you're, like, let's say you're watching this for your rising. You could, like, all this entire time thought like, oh, I'm a rising in Scorpio. But then when you go and look at your natal chart in Vedic astrology, you may find that like you're in the lower degrees or the higher degrees of Sagittarius. For those of you that resonates, you may want to watch both. Okay, Scorpio and Sagittarius yearly forecast. Pretty certain that Scorpio had this here. Either that's the case and you need to relook at your chart, or there are some of you where there is literally a Scorpio of some sort of significance, or there's a relationship or a connection, a friendship or something of that nature that is going to transform, and it feels like it's going to directly affect your reputation. It could end up affecting the relationship that you have with your parents. Those of you who have children, this could be a sort of like dynamic where there's something that transforms between like you and the other parent of your children. Like that's these kind of vibes here, especially this being the second house. Going back to like credit score, that sort of thing. This, if I could sum up what this energy is with Scorpio sitting in the second house and Pluto sitting in the 10th house, this is like face card don't decline ever. Name card don't decline ever. There's something very, very, very significant that's happening with like your reputation. Okay, your title, how you're recognized, that sort of thing. It's taking place here in the 10th house. For some of you guys, I mean that quite literally, and it's going to be directly related to like your career, like promotion, that sort of thing. In the 11th house, on or around November, there seems to be some sort of opportunity. And I'll be honest with you, it feels like it's an opportunity that the rest of the people around you that are in your third house or in your immediate environment, your tribe, family members, that sort of thing, they don't know how to explain it. It's luck, okay? Because this is sitting opposite of Taurus, where Jupiter is going to be, okay? So if I remove the fact that this is Sagittarius 2024 yearly forecast, and I just look at this from just a collective or general like zodiac sign transit synastry of the planets, it feels like the placement of Jupiter is going to be direct. There's some sort of trine, okay, with your 11th house. The 11th house is about common goals. Some of you guys could be planning to start up some sort of business. As I mentioned here with this 9th house, it could definitely be about like business, like filings, corporations, taxes, that sort of thing. It could literally be like occupancy permits. Some of you guys could have been building something, could have been building a new home. Things could have been delayed, dealing with Mercury retrograde. But I feel like in the year of 2024, things are going to move not only quickly, but things are going to move very smoothly in a way that others cannot explain. They don't understand it. Okay. With this 11th house here too, with this sextile energy, I feel like you're going to be welcomed into certain societies or social circles that you may not have, either you may not have imagined yourself being a part of, or vice versa, because this feels kind of like an external energy. There are other people that did not imagine you being welcomed into the spaces that you're going to be welcomed into, Sag. Okay. 12th house. And or around December, you have Virgo here, and this is sitting kind of like semi-sextile. It's almost opposite. Yeah, because there's this challenge. There's a square with Virgo in the 6th house. Yeah, Mars square. Okay. There's a family member, or there will be a family member or a familial type of situation that I feel like could happen and or come around for some of you guys in the month of December. For others of you, it could be around the month of June, July. I'm looking at December, January, June, July are very significant. Like this is something that could happen or kick off in the beginning of the year, and it's not going to be resolved right away. Okay? It's not going to be resolved. I feel like you're being asked to use your discernment. That's something that Virgo does very well, like paying close attention to the details, being a little slower to take action, being a little slower to invest in certain friendships, relationships, things of that nature. I feel like that also kind of sums up why you have a full moon in Aquarius sitting at the center of this with this decluttering and reverse. I don't know, it's like whatever it is, I feel like number one, like either you or the people that are external to you are going to be at a loss for words. I was already picking that up here with this 11th house energy, but there's something else that I'm trying to like communicate. It's an energy of like whoever this is involving, they're not going to have an opportunity to get to show you who they are. By the time you get around to this energy here, no matter if it takes place in December, January, June, or July, by the time this energy like culminates, this person will not be able to show you anything different. Like you would have already calculated all the details and come to some sort of conclusion. It feels like directly about a family member. Okay. Anyway, let's look into this a little deeper. Why don't we? I want to know about this challenge. Show me what's going on in the 1st house with this challenge. This says house. Some of you guys could definitely be thinking about moving. Yeah, look, you have family room here. This is definitely has to do with like where you live, who you live with, or something of that nature, that effect. Some of you guys, it feels like you could be setting some sort of boundaries between someone who possibly already lives with you. There's some sort of challenge, again, like related to, rather this is literally about a home or literally about a family member. Both of these are a 4th house energy. And for some of you guys, this is literally about a Cancerian that rules the 4th house. Cancer rules the 4th house. The 4th house is about family, home, all of those things. This is very much so like a 4th house energy. Not surprised how this is sitting opposite here. Okay. how does Sag view this? This could definitely be some sort of secret that comes out or is exposed. The King of Cups, definitely a Scorpio, could have something to do with this. How you view this or how this makes you feel is that there's some sort of shift that's coming in. There's some sort of unexpected opportunity, which again, it's a Jupiter energy. It's sitting here in Aries and or around Taurus. I feel like whatever this is, you have all of the tools that you need to jump into action. Where, you know, with Jupiter retrograding for the last several months, you may have felt like, oh, I don't know if I have the resources to do that. I don't know if I have time in my schedule to commit to that, or whatever the case may be. Everything that has changed, transformed, or ended up into this point has been to put you in the position to receive whatever this blessing is. I think Taurus had a reading titled, you and I both know, or you and them both know that you're riding the right wave. Some of you guys may want to go and watch that, especially if you have Taurus, Scorpio, or Aries in your chart. Very specific, because none of that really came out in any of the other astrological readings. Tell me about the 9th house, Spirit. What is this? Something about thoughts, communication. For some of you guys, this could be involving or related to a sibling. Feels like there's some sort of communication that's coming in from a distance. Okay, you have marriage here. Now that's interesting because I think I said earlier, everybody ain't gonna get married in 2024, but that is kind of an energy here. There's a committal, I think is what I said. I said there's some sort of committal energy. The other two cards that came out here, you have bad health and then main female. This could definitely be some sort of separation. Those of you that are already married, you could have been thinking of or considering to file for like some sort of divorce or a legal separation or something of that nature. If you were thinking about it, and then with Mercury retrograde, you like maybe went back on that, like, maybe it's gonna work, or no, it isn't. Whatever this is, it isn't gonna work. Bottom of the deck, you have official person, great fortune, and despair. I do feel like there's more than one person that's involved in this situation, and I'm hearing that you'll be better off. You'll be better off. I don't even know if I want to say you'll be better off without them. I'm specifically hearing you'll be better off. Any other messages about the 9th house sitting here for Sagittarius, please? The Ace of Pentacles is coming out over here as being delayed. Yeah, this was some official, making some sort of ending official, because the Ace of Pentacles is a tangible energy. It's something that you could see, sense, taste, feel, that sort of thing. It could be it could be an energy where like you were hoping or wishing, or you've been waiting for something to come to an ending, to an end. Tell me one more thing about this for Sag. Yeah, Ace of Cups. See, this is a separation or something of that nature. Bottom of the deck, you have the 10 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. It feels like that's where you're headed. Like I said, I feel like you'll be better off. You have great fortune here, and then you have official person with despair. So somebody in this situation is going to be asked out, and I'll be honest, I don't think it's you, Sag. What's going on here with like the 4th house? Family, home, comfort, that sort of thing. I really like this energy, I'm not gonna lie. Message of concern came out, but it's external. Some of you guys could be receiving some sort of like message in the mail or an email or something of that nature about a distant family member. Is something that I'm getting here. Yeah, bottom of the deck, you have unexpected income and journey. This could definitely be this. Yes, it's like, do expect that there could be some sort of communication or something like that. This could have something to do with a Scorpio. This is 10/27. This could have something to do with somebody's birthday who's on or around that time. this is all sitting over here with Pluto, which this Pluto energy is the 10th house on or around October. Ace of Pentacles with this message of concern. Either it really, really does have something to do with a Scorpio, or you could see this manifest on or around the month of October into November. I think when I first read this 11th house energy anyway, I said there's some sort of opportunity. I'm seeing that here twice now. There's some sort of opportunity that you're going to end up coming across or getting, or something of that nature, where others do not know how to explain it. Tell me one more thing about this unexpected income with Journey. The 5 of Swords with Judgment. Oh, interesting. Something about the smoke is clearing, okay? With this 5 of Swords with Judgment, like, I don't know. I just get an energy that, like, something or so I feel like somebody waged a war with you. Or in the beginning of this year, somebody is going to end up, I want to say, attempting to wage some type of war with you. I don't see that going very far. Either it goes very far real fast and then it ends, like overnight, or it's an energy of something happening overnight, and just like that, it's like what does Sagittarius need to be concerned about as it relates to this? This ain't paradise. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't know if you need to be concerned about nothing. You have mindfulness here. With healthy choices, I feel like that's what Spirit is saying. Just be mindful of your choices. In all actuality, I feel like I could be talking to some cross watchers. For Sagittarius, you should be mindful. You should be. Okay. Yeah, inner peace here. There's some sort of clearing or cleansing. I said the smoke is going to clear. Here you have clearing here. You have awareness, judgment. Okay. This is all tying back into this card over here. This challenge that you're coming into the beginning of the year, either thinking about or something that's going on external. Tell me about this opportunity, please, for Sag with sextile here in the 11th house. Tell me about this. Tell me about this energy for Sag, please. Pathways coming out in reverse. Tell me one more thing about this. It's something that is coming back around that somebody didn't expect to come back around, because this pathway energy, it's the number 35. It reduces to an 8. You have Sagittarius sitting here in the 8th house. Either there's an opportunity that's coming back around, or this is you coming back around, Sagittarius, to a situation that others did not originally expect for you to revisit or something like that. Yeah, you're coming back around. I feel like, see, you have poverty is showing up here, bottom of the deck. You have false person. It just feels like whoever this is that waged a war or something of that nature, they're going to end up being very surprised that you come back from something, that you have some sort of new beginning. You have child here, message with change. Tell me one more thing about this energy. Why is pathway here particularly in reverse? 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. 5 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Something that somebody is... Look, Ace of Swords with the World. This is literally a reward. There's some sort of rewarding opportunity. And it took a long time with the Knight of Pentacles here. I said a Virgo could be significant. You have the Hierophant here. And then the Hierophant just flipped over in reverse. This is going to be something that is non-conventional. Whatever this is, this opportunity that comes back around, or this person that comes back around, or something like that. People around you, possibly even you, Sagittarius, you're not necessarily sure how to explain it. It's just your luck. 3 of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune here. It's like, it's just, yeah, with 8 of Wands, manifestation. It's a surprise. It's going to catch you off guard and everybody else. Okay. Just one more card, Spirit, to kind of sum up this energy for 2024 for Sag, please. One more card, please. If I could have one more message for Sagittarius. You have manifestation here, Spirit. Tell us about it. You have the Empress. Very nice. Ooh, Sag with the Sun card. Very nice, Sag. So kind of like recircling back to what I said in the very beginning. It feels like I don't want to say that you're out of your comfort zone, because Sagittarius is very like spontaneous and, you know, tends to do things that are unexpected and sometimes risky and or uncalculated. But whatever it is coming into 2024, I feel like you've had 3 other opportunities to get this right, to get something right. Okay, or there's an individual that is involved in it, or a group of individuals that are involved where they've had 2 or 3 times to get something right. This time, something will go right, Sagittarius. So I don't know what it is that you're anticipating or where you're thinking about planting seeds, but I see a harvest. Let me get you one more spirit, please, for Sag. One more. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Conclusions are within your reach, and be bold and make the first move. Yeah, there's a lot of luck surrounding you in the year of 2024. Sagittarius, that's your reading. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.